last thing we want to talk about be what's the influence an indie artist or an independent artist. You see, if you artists where they come up or you already they exist, you might want to look into some of these things we want to talk about. So the first thing I go mention as an artist where they come up be your stage name. You see, your stage name, for when people hear your stage name, just like the way people they choose businesses, the word be if a connote or if a command some kind of energy when we hear your stage name. Normally, brand names or names where they choose, if you have like 2 syllables, between 2 to 4 syllables, if you have OBJ Clothing, Burna Boy, Jay-Z, Shatta Wale, Stone Boy. You dey hear those kind of energies when you choose your name. It no be just like you dey choose name, right? Your stage name where you choose as an artist, if you have some syllables for inside, if you have some punchy feeling, we must mention the name and then we have some energy. So it'll be very important. You know, you just wake up and choose name, right? The next point be communication. So first one be stage name, the next one be communication. How articulate you be when you dey talk. Like I talk, some artists for Ghana, they never go feed their breakfast club, never. What they go talk? They don't talk anything sensible because nothing they their head inside. They don't learn anything. They can't communicate. They don't be articulate. You understand? If you ask yourself whether you be candid or you be braggart, if you be braggart, it be difficult to get at some stage. If you brag in a certain way, there are so many ways you go feel brag as an artist. If you speak, are you clear when you communicate? You have something substantial to speak when you open your mouth, which they imply that you should have learned something. If you put something for your head inside before you go speak on some platforms. You didn't get what I did talk. So communication will also be very important. They make part of your brand. Now your music production. You see, how your music production day, is it up to the international standard or it be noisy? May I tell you something? You see those kind of platforms, Sound Exchange, BMI, all those platforms where they collect royalties for artists, it be computer code way they run the system. If your music not be up to the standard way if a day, what they happen be say, the system no defeat catch when your song be played for certain platforms, so they will count them as a stream, so they go make your money. You understand? So you for listen, so you for actually get your music production done in a superb way, the top-notch way, the industry standard way. So say even when people listen your song, they go talk say, yo Charlie, this guy in songs, yeah, the production be solid. Look, listen to Stonebwoy in recent album. Listen to the production. It is say yes. Now Stonebwoy stretch everybody. Stonebwoy day here, the boys they did somewhere. They did some. No, bro, I tell you, they did somewhere. Stonebwoy stretch them because the work you go inside the music production no be easy. But you see, when you start up, that be another thing we will talk about. When you start up, you know go fit come up with that kind of production, that level of production, right? So that one be different. But when you did the game inside, you for no say for putting that kind of effort. Another thing here to make your brand as an artist be your stagecraft. Well, how be your stagecraft? How excellent is your stagecraft? Are you boring for stage? You dey choke while you dey sing, or you know when you dey rap, you train your voice, you control your breath. Have you learned how to control your breath? Your rapping skills, how it dey? You don't need to rush all these things. These be the things you will ask yourself because it will be part of your stagecraft. So we mentioned your stage name, the things that make up your brand as an artist, your personal brand, your stage name, your communication skills, your music production, your sound, how they come up, the stagecraft. The next one be your graphics. You see, your graphics, they include your photography, your videography, and particularly the color scheme and style you use, the logos and things, how they present them, how they look like for your album top. Jay-Z, they use some particular logo writing in Jay-Z since back then. Some way they write in Jay-Z, some font, some particular font. You understand? And it run them through. When you see that font, it remind you of that. The colors that they use. You understand? The next point be your skill set. What are you known about? You see, when you rap, which language inside they rap? You be good for inside, be Hausa you dey rap, or it be Twi, or it be fancy like, or it be dance, or you dey do, it be patois. How good is the language where they speak? You understand? The other point be your looks. How you dey look? How you dey dress? What be the choice of your haircut? Some artists they start up, then they go do dreadlocks straight up. Dreadlock, if you maintain and be money, you make ready. The other important thing be your logo or your logo type. Every artist will have a symbol or how they write a name or something they represent them. You know, maybe some pattern day where they represent you. When people see, they know say be you. Be you take show people if a day. The other thing be your social media experience, your website. If you go figure a website, matter of fact, it'd be very important as an artist to have your own website. Those things, they help to create that kind of brand image where you want. The last point I will mention be your merch or merchandise or your souvenirs. So being an artist, these be the things where you for consider to be part of your brand or like an entity, or like you want to start up something small. It not be necessarily say you for always go pay somebody big money when you know have money when it is start up. But it be important say you for have these things in mind so that as time they go on, you go to consider them. So say it will help you build that kind of brand over a period of time. Because when you build a brand over a period of time, it will make people, they won't come to you if they want some particular